Instead of buying a sharpener and thinking that you forgot to sharpen the old hook, you just throw them away and put a new hook on. Welcome to today's Western Angler. I'm your host, Fred Boliba. Today we're going to be out doing some catfishing. We're in the Delta, and I have my brother Bob Boliba as my guest today. And as you can see behind me, we just come up from Dalles Boat Harbor, up the old river, and we made a right-hand turn into the Grant Line. And the Grant Line is the first right that you come to the main channel, the first right into the main channel to your right, and that is Grant Line off the old river. Now, we're going to be doing some bottom fishing, some still fishing for catfish. We're going to be using different types of baits, different types of rigs. We're going to use a sliding sinker, a bottom sinker, and when we get into rigging up the poles, my brother Bob will be rigging one way, and then I'll be rigging up the other way so we can show you exactly the different types of rigs, and then once we find which setup is the best for catching catfish, then we'll either switch over to one or the other. Now, like I said, we're just coming into the mouth of the Grant Line from the old river, and you can start fishing anywhere in here that you would like. The main thing that I'm going to point out throughout today's show is when you're catfishing in the Delta, the first thing that comes to a catfisherman's mind when you do boat fish like this is that if you don't get a bite within the first 15 minutes, move. Because what you have to do is you're trying to find where the catfish are. If you sit in one spot all day and you don't catch a fish, don't think that the catfish are going to come to you where you're at. You have to find the catfish, and once you find them, you can pull out a lot of fish out of that one little area. Again, we will probably be moving 10, 15 times in today's show. So if the areas look strange from one cut to the other, it's because we have moved, and that's the way that you're going to have to catfish in the Delta. There's a lot of water to cover. There's a lot of area to fish, so you don't want to get stuck in fishing just one area. You want to be moving consistently until you get to where they're at. And I want to mention that you do need a fishing license. And there is no limit on catfish, and there's no size limit. So you can catch any size as keepers, and there are no limit to the amount of catfish that you can catch. Now, like I said, we're just coming into the Grant Line that meets the old river, which the old river is where Dalles Boat Harbor is situated off of. We're going to be pulling in right over here. This is one of the places that we usually stop. The Grant Line comes straight into the old river and then makes a dogleg left, and there is an island down the middle, so you can take the Fabian, which is the right-hand cut, or the left-hand cut is the Grant Line. So this is one of the places where we usually stop, and we're either going to anchor right off of shore, right up against the shoreline, or we're going to tie off into the trees. You'll be seeing these berry bushes, these blackberry bushes that we're going to be coming into. When the blackberry season comes in, you can get some good ripe blackberries off of these bushes. So you can almost come out here and do two things. You come out here and do some catfishing, enjoy the day, bring a lunch, and also pick some blackberries right off the bushes where you can pull the boat right in and anchor and catfish. Right now it's off season, but during the summertime when the blackberry season comes in around here, you can pick some nice blackberries. So we're going to pull right into here, and I'm going to shut it on down and try to come in real quietly here. And this is, like again, I say, is right at the base of where the old river splits. And on the right is the Fabian cut, and then on the left is a Grant. Okay, Bob is going to show you how to open up these clams, and he's going to bait up. Now he's going to hook up with a sliding sinker, with two hooks. So he's going to demonstrate how to open up the clam, and what he did was he scratched the opening of the clam to make a deaden point there, so that he can stick the knife in to kind of make it a little bit, the slice, the opening a little bit bigger, and then he can stick the blade in there. Because the clam shells come to a point, so what you do is you kind of scrape the point down, scrape the clam shell down so that it blunts it, and then you could open it with the knife real easy. Now he's already hooked up here with a couple of sliding sinkers, and why don't you go ahead and and describe what you're doing, Bob, while I hook up here.
Yeah, I'm using a number 4 hook, and I'm going to put a clam on each hook. I have 2 hooks on this, and hope that we have some luck on the bottom while Fred tries for the top.
Now what I'm going to do on mine is I'm going to just put the sinker right on the bottom on my swivel, and then I'm going to tie the 2 hooks above it. So that way we'll have 2 rigs going at once, and we can see which one is going to get the bite first and the fish, and then we'll switch over to whichever one works. We'll switch over, and then that way we'll have them both, we'll have them covered to which way these fish are going to take the bait. Now again, Bobby's going to hook up with a sliding sinker, and I'm going to hook with the sinker on the bottom. And right now the tide is, it looks like it's high tide. We don't have too much movement, so it could be from ebb to going to low tide. The highest end is just barely moving, so we have a little bit of current, so you don't have to put a lot of weight on right now, maybe even an ounce or 3/4 of an ounce right now, and then you would change the weight as the current or the tide starts going out to the low tide. So I'm just going to hook on a 1 ouncer here on the bottom on my swivel, and then I'm going to make the leader, the 2 hook leader, right off of my line instead of adding a commercial leader to my line. I'm just going to make it by making a couple of knots here with the loops, and I made one of them. Now that's where my bottom hook would go, and then I would just go up for whatever distance I want, and I'm going to put another loop here, and you just make a half knot, and then just bring the loop through, and I just created my own 2 hook setup leader right on my line with my weight on the bottom. So now I'll attach my commercial hook with leader, and Bob's going to give me a size 4 here, and you just put the loop through the loop like this here, and now I've caught my line, and then you just wrap the loop back through the hook, and then just pull it through, and you make a cinch knot, which it just came loose, Bob. That's a good one. That's the first time that's ever happened to me all the time I've been fishing, is have one of those come loose like that. We'll try another one here. It's the first time I've ever had a commercial leader not come loose, but they do happen. I'm glad it happened here while we were setting it up instead of when I get a hit, because you don't know, you know how disgusting that is when you lose the whole hook and all. You don't even have a chance to hook them. So now I'm going to put the top one in. You do the same thing, and I'll do it real slow for you. You take the loop, and you put your leader loop through there to your hook, to your eye, and then you put the hook right through the eye of its own leader, and then you just pull it through, and it makes a cinch knot there. And I've just made my own leader with my hook, my weight. Boy, I'm not having too much luck today. My swivel just broke up. Now on this one here, my regular knot that I tie is a fisherman's knot. Again, you take it to the eye of your swivel, your leader, your line, and then you make 7, 8, 10 turns, half knots. And you take it around and around and around, and then what you do is you take it right back through itself again, right back through the eye of the leader, right back through, pull it through so you have enough, and then you take it back through itself again. This is called a fisherman's knot with a cinch on the end of it so that it won't slip through. Do that a little bit, and then you can see it go right on down. Pull that end out. What you want to do is make sure that it's cinched and it's already slipped through and it won't slip anymore. Then you trim the excess off, like that there, and then pull it again and make sure it's tight. And then I'll put that weight right back on. Now, Bob, you said you hooked up with clams.
What do you
Why
want
don't
to
you
use?
give me some cut bait? I'll hook up with shad. How about a shad on top hook? Okay, that's a pretty big one. Okay, we'll just hook it right on. Now, I wish I could remember what Ronnie's showed us on that shad.
through the body on the dead. Dead shad.
Okay, and on the bottom, what do you do? Cut me some.
Well, this is pretty frozen. Maybe we better wait till that thaws out a little bit.
Okay, that's on the
mackerel.
Mackerel. Okay, well, why don't you give me a piece of anchovy? Now, you always, when you come catfishing, you always try to bring a variety of baits. Bob, you got one. Bob, you got one. Pull it up. Let him hit again. He got one. There we go. Fish on. Fish on. Set your drag. Get the net. Fish on. Well, I think I'm going to change the clam. I think I'm going to put a clam on the bottom. Fish on.
Might be a little striper. Fred?
Yeah, bring him in.
Might be a little striper. Yeah, it's a little striper.
Yeah, a shaker. Okay. And he hit the clam. That's a pretty good size little striper for catfishing.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, well, you know, you're out here using all the variations of bait. You don't know what you're going to catch. And here we're out here catfishing, and Bobby pulls in a nice shaker here. It is undersized. It is undersized. Let me gill him here. He's a good size shaker. Yeah, we're gonna throw him back out. We aren't even going to measure him, but that's a nice shaker. And where we've been here, 10 minutes.
And my top bait's gone
top
too.
Bait, and he took the bottom one, which you had both clams on, with the sliding sinker. Well, we're going to turn him loose. Nice fish.
Cat this time.
Well, one thing with the cat, when they bite, the catfish, when they bite, you don't have to worry about catching them on the first hit, because there it is. Nope, missed them. Because they'll always come back on the bite. They'll come back. Once they know that bait is there, and if they haven't taken it on the first hit, especially when you have two hooks, they'll just congregate right there around that bait, and they'll just hit it and hit it and hit it until one just takes it, you know, gets tired of the other ones feeding on it, and then they'll take it. And so it's not like trout to where they hit and you have to pull it off before that pole comes up on that first strike. On the catfish, you can sit on it, you can even open up the bail and just let them run with it, really. And then once you know that he's really got it, then you can come back, close the bail, and set the hook. So on the catfishing, it's more of a patient waiting game, just like we are now. We're in the water, and the first bite, you don't have to grab that pole on it when you're fishing for catfish on that first bite, because they will come back, or they'll even sit there with it. They'll pick it up and just hold it in their mouth and suck on it, and then they'll take it. So they actually could have taken it on the first hit. I don't know if the current is taking mine or I got it hit here. I want to mention too, on Bobby's striper there, we turned it loose. It was undersized. There is a minimum here on stripers. The minimum size is 18 inch, and you're allowed two in possession. 2 stripers, and they have to be 18 inches or larger. So that one that we turned loose was around 15 inches. It was a good sized fish, but for stripers there is a minimum, and that is 18 inches, and the limit or the daily catch is 2 stripers. And that was really a shocker to catch him where we are catfishing, and especially Bobby's. I'm using cut bait. I would say that it would be more feasible for me to get a striper on my cut fish, than him catching one on clams. But again, you're fishing whatever is here, and that's what the bite's going to be. So Bob got a hit there and missed the strike, so he's going to bait back up, and he's staying with clams. I got the cut bait on mine, and I'm about ready to reel it in and change my bait. I think I'll stay with the bottom weight hookup, but I'm going to change to clams. We picked up and moved. Again, we were sitting in that one area where Bobby caught the small one and I caught a small one, small striper. We moved one more time. And again, that's the idea of catfishing. You have to move until you get to, oh, Bobby's got a hit. Get him?
No, I don't think I got it.
Missed him? Boy, that was a good hit.
Yeah.
That was a
Let's
good
check
hit.
my bait.
And we had both clams, right?
Both clams.
Boy, that was an excellent hit there. But then again, it could be the small stripers, what we call the shakers. They feed like that. They boop, boop. There we go. I'm getting a couple taps. Here we go. I'm getting some hits here. Missed them. I think we're getting some of the small shakers that are hitting our bait as they're going out. The tide is going out, and I think we're getting a small shaker. Yeah, he took boy. There, I got that thing double notched on there. That anchovy. I got it double hitched on the hook, and they have taken it all the way around. They have nibbled all the way around the hook except for the hook. And my clam is gone too, so I'm going to hook up here. Again, we moved, and we've gotten a couple those 2 hits right there since we moved. So again, I want to say that when you're catfishing like this, you have to pick up and move and pick up and move. That's the main object of catfishing. When you're catfishing in a area like this, you have to find them, and don't stay too long in one area. If you don't get any bites, the best thing to do is just pick up and move. Well, thank you, Bob. Stole that right from him. He was going to bait up his own hook, and he put that down there. You put it down, I need bait. I'm going to scoop it up.
Hungry.
Yep. And I'm going to hurry up and get back out there. The tide is moving out, and what we did was we put the tide behind us. It's coming from our back to our front this way, from right to left. So we got the boat angled to where we're throwing to the current as it's going out. Before we were on the side, and when we were throwing out, our bait was traveling downstream with a down current with it. This way here, we're fishing right with the outgoing tide instead of against it. So we're casting into the outgoing tide, and it's becoming low tide right now. So that's the way you want to angle the boat, the way we positioned it here, so that you can get a better presentation on your bait. Bob's got one here, and you're hooked up. What do you think it is? Striper? Is it coming up?
Yeah, it feels like a cat.
Catfish? Yeah, it's staying
hasn't
down.
Come up, and
And you got both.
I changed the location on that one.
That's right. You went to a top. No, you hit on the bottom. It's a catfish. All right, there you go. Nice, clean.
Little, but pan size.
All right, we finally got what we were going for. Now I'm going to show you how to handle these things here. You can see he's got 3 fins. He's got 1 fin on the top. Now that has a spike on it, and got two fins, 1 on each side. So you want to be careful when you grab them here. You want to grab them with 1 finger right behind that top fin there. Now they have barbs on those 3 fins, 1 here and 1 on each side. And then what you want to do is you want to put the 2 fingers right behind the barbs and grab the fish like this. So you have 1 barb right here coming up so that it won't poke you, and 1 here and 1 here. And you want to watch out because they are deadly. They do have barbs on the top. Now Bob's got a needle nose here, and that's one of the instruments when you come catfishing, because as you can see, hardly the catfish, now I'll probably have to retract this, but on mine if I catch one, but they usually take it right down in, and they usually swallow it. The catfish usually grab a hold of it, and mostly all your hooks are going to be right down in the mouth. So you're going to have to take a hold of the needle nose, grab a hold of the shank of the hook, and unfortunately 90% of the time you will bust the shank of the hook. But there we go, Bob. Pulled it right on out, and I think I saved your bait. He catches this one. You hang on to it. I'm going to net him, and then I'm going to change mine over to sliding sinker. Okay, so if he catches this one, I'm going to change my setup.
There he is.
Got him. Fish on. Good one, Bob. Let me pull mine over to the left here and get it out of the way. Good fish.
Yeah, feels like a good one.
All right.
Yeah, he's a good one.
It looks like a good fish here. Now, the striper will automatically come to the top. He's holding water, so he's staying down in the depth. So it. Oh, 2. You got a shaker. shaker on top and a catfish. Let's get a picture of that. Look at that.
You never know what you're going to catch on the Delta.
That's right. There you go. Shaker on top and a catfish on the bottom. And both on clam. And I'm going to change to sliding sinker, and I'm going to get rid of the cut bait here, the anchovy. And I'm going to go to straight clam. So I'm going to bring mine in because I'm rigged up on the bottom. Most successful is when the water warms up. Summertime, springtime, but then you don't want to come out when the water skis are up because it ruins you. Ruins the fishing. You have too much water disturbance. But you want to come out when the water starts warming up like it is right now. Fish on. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Now that's what happened.
I'm going to horse him a little bit because we got that snag right there.
Yeah.
So he's on top. He is a good. Well,
yeah,
not
he's
the same.
Yeah. There you go. Well, you got yourself that hole out there.
Yeah.
All right. You got yourself that little catfish hole out there. Now again, you got to be careful to pick them up just right. You can't just hang on to them. You've got to watch those prongs. Fish on. No, it's a catfish. Net time. All right. Fred's making a comeback.
Uh-oh.
Fred's making a comeback. That's a fryer.
Basket one.
That's a
basket.
fryer. Got him. Fish on. Whoa, good tug. Good tug. All right.
Little fish.
I got him. Flip him right in the boat. Yeah. Now that's average. You got some larger than average size, but this is average here. These are good pan fry. You get no limit in these. I mean, you got some fish. You got some fry here, huh, Bob?
Yeah.
Fish on.
Good.
Nice one. Nice one.
Good, Fred.
They go down, boy. You can tell. As soon as the catfish hit, they go down for depth. They want to go back down, and he's trying to take line. And I'm just pull him in here. He might be a small catfish, but they try to take line. They try to go down. Thank you, Bob.
Ah, got him.
Oh, he surfaced out there.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You're running deep. Here he is. All right. Bring him in, Bob. There you go. Good one.
Middle hook.
Yep.
Top hook.
Top hook. Let's see.
Top hook.
Top hook. All running clams, so they're feeding at different depths. Oh boy, you're really gonna give me one here. Look at this. I got hooks coming out, and I got his prongs, and I got a mister. Here we go. Okay.
Fred.
Got him. Fish on.
I got one on too, I think.
Well, who's gonna net if we both?
Well, I'll show you how to do it.
No. Oh, good runner. Good deep. He's going down. Boy, these catfish got some good life to them. Boy, look at that. Look at that. He's just taking that thing down, Bob. It's good size, but I'll get it. Whoa. All right. He doesn't want to come up. Good fish. Good fish.
Yeah.
Good fish. Get fish on.
Fish on.
Well, we got
Good-
5 and 5
good
now.
tug.
This is 6 for Bob,
Good
5
tug.
for Fred.
Good tug here, Fred.
Okay, let me get my hands clear here. Let him give you a little fight here. Let me get my hands clear. You got him?
Yeah.
Okay, got him. Bob's got a bite here. He's going to hit him.
I got him.
Got him. Fish on. Taking you deep,
No, he's just coming along for the ride.
coasting in.
Yeah.
Small one.
Yeah.
Now these here, you can keep these fish even though they're smaller fish. We're just going to turn them back in because we're catching them a little bit bigger, the ones we're keeping. But you can keep these size here. These are good pan size. You could keep all the ones that you catch. We're fortunate today to catch a bigger size, and if not, then we would be keeping these here. These are very good eating.
There
Whoa,
he goes.
you came in.
He's
Whoa.
under the boat.
Whoa!
He's underneath the boat.
He's over here, guys. Oh, he's hooked up on this tree. He's hooked up on the tree. Whoa! I almost got him out. There he is.
Hey.
Here he is.
All right. We'll go for that.
Yeah, we'll go for that. All right. Boy, I thought I lost him in that tree behind me. He caught it. He went underneath the boat and went into the tree. Fish. Oh. Whoa. He's going to pull me in.
Good one, Fred?
Good one. Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely good fish. Nice fish here. He took me deep. He's the average. He felt really good. He felt really good. Average. I must have my line. No, I thought I had my line twisted on the eye there. But it's a nice fish. Well, I think that's 7 and 7. We're staying 1 and 1 and 1. Well, you can see how easy it is to come out and do some catfishing in the delta here. Unfortunately for the bank fishing, it is really spotty, but when you can get yourself into a boat and you can go from spot to spot to spot like we have, and when you finally start catching them, you can almost, like I said, you could just go on and on and on forever and catch, you know, different sizes, and you can keep them all. There is no minimum size of catfish, so you can keep all the fish, all the catfish that you catch, and again, there's no limit. You do need a California fishing license, and you're going to be able to bring them in, Bob.
Yeah?
All right, here we
Yeah,
go.
we'll get them right to you there.
2. All right, a double, Bob. Bring them in. I'll get the bottom. Okay. All right. 2 small ones. Got a double. I was gonna say all that tugging, and when I seen the first one come up, it was pretty small for all that fight. But there you go. That's a double. Those are not real nice pan-sized catfish. Good fish, or else you got another double.
I can't tell, Fred. He feels good.
Yeah. Yep.
He's a deep runner.
Yeah, there he is.
Hey.
Good size to him too. Very good size. This is a good size one. All right. Good size. Into that, right in the current there. Nice fish. I'll bring him right on in. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's program. You can see how easy it was to come out, spend a day, bring a lunch, bring a friend. Again, I'd like to mention I brought my brother Bob Boliba as my guest today, and I think we really enjoyed ourselves today, Bob. Let me unhook this catfish here, and then we'll put him on a stringer and show everybody the fish that we caught. Go ahead and bring it up there.
Take the horns off.
Yeah, let me show the stringer there. I think there's, 19, 20 there. And again, I'd like to mention that there is no limit on the catch of catfish or any size limit. You can keep all the fish that you catch, no matter what size they are. And we kept the medium size to the big ones, and then threw the smaller ones away. Back in, let them grow. There's no reason in, when you're catching a bigger fish, there's no reason in saving the smaller fish. Again, there's a good stringer of fish. Nice stringer of fish. There's 20 catfish on there. Again, I'd like to mention we're right outside of Dells, up the old river, and then we took the right at the Grant Line, and we moved 2 or 3 different places. We tried different baits. Bob set up with the sliding sinker first, and he started getting them on the clams and the sliding sinker. I had to cut bait. Bob, was a real good day. Nice having you on the show.
I'm glad it came out.
And nice catch. I'd like to leave you right here at Dells, out at the Delta catfishing. This is Fred Boliba. Until next time, good luck and good fishing to you. All right, shall we head in? I think we did a very good day's of fishing.